All right, everyone in English 2323, it's Dr. E, and I'm going to walk through the instructions and instructional information for this upcoming week, week 6. I do want you to know, if you've been keeping track of the syllabus schedule or course schedule and just the schedule for the semester at North Harris in general, that next week is spring break. So we do have a break, and hopefully that'll kind of help us hit the reset button in a lot of ways, since it's been kind of a funky time so far. But just something to keep in mind. If you look at the schedule, you can get ahead on your reading. But that's, of course, it's up to you. So what I'm going to do is just walk through this week and everything that is on our agenda. Okay, so I'm going to go to the content area. And once I'm there, I'm going to be in week 6. I'm there already, but you can always select week 6, right? And I put the schedule here. And one thing I want to note is that I was going through and looking at information and double checking, and it looks as though the page numbers are incorrect for those of you who are working with the 3-text anthology, right? If you have 3 texts for the book. Nobody told me about it last week with the Tennyson readings, which pages were also incorrect. So maybe I'm just kind of loony right now, so let me know if the page numbers are somehow correct and I'm just kind of losing my mind. A possibility. So what I've done is, because in the most recent version of the text, they've taken out Arthur Conan Doyle's text, the Sherlock Holmes story, which makes me really mad. So we're just going to read it anyway, but I will supply that information to you. Okay, so the Doyle biography and the text, The Adventure of the Speckled Band, are included in D2L. You'll need to watch the videos. I want you to note that you do have a paper topic portfolio video, and that's just talking about an assignment that is later down in the semester, but I want you to get a sense and an idea of it now. So make sure you watch that video and look over the rubric and guidelines. Just a heads up that there are questions on the quiz about that. So it's worth watching. Just generally, and you can always go back to it later. Your paper topic post is due at 11:59 p.m. and that's based on the course text, obviously, but the text that's loaded here, of course. And then by Sunday, you need to respond to 2 colleagues, okay? And you'll do your participation quiz. Right. So if you look down at all the items, we have the paper topic portfolio instructional video. You will also see here the supplemental video that you want to take a look at, that just kind of talks through last week's readings. And then you have the actual print copy of the rubric, should you need that. Here is the biography for Arthur Conan Doyle. So just take a look at that. You can print it or just read it electronically, whatever you fancy. It's always important to get some background on the authors as we read their work. And then we have the short story, The Adventure of the Speckled Band. Okay, so you can read it here electronically or print it, whatever your fancy. Okay, and then we go down to, you have the quiz for week 6. Okay, so complete that after you've had a chance to watch all the videos and do the readings. And then you have this week's paper topic post. Okay, so this week, and I want you to note that it is a paper topic post. So it's one of those that you can eventually use in your portfolio. Just watch the video. Look on that. So this week you'll have these readings, and I put links here for them. After reading them, in one paragraph, I want you to connect Arthur Conan Doyle's life to the short story. So what are elements from his life that you kind of see or find interesting in relation to the short story that you've read? You know, what influences from his life do you see? Then in 2 paragraphs, I want you to really work to establish the characterization of 2 characters of your choice, okay? I have a link here for characterization that takes you to the Purdue Online Writing Lab website, so you can review, you know, what exactly is characterization, what does Dr. E mean by this, but remember, you also have that information at the very back of your course text. So utilize phrases or brief quotes directly from Doyle's story. So as we will continue to do, you need to pull in that support by using quotes from that primary source, okay? And I want you to then next find a passage in which Doyle uses imagery. Okay, so again, follow the link. Doyle uses good imagery, so we want to kind of recognize that. So find a passage, just a little section where the imagery is really important. So how does Doyle use imagery in that passage, and how does it impact your understanding of the scene, right? Authors all have different approaches to how they establish scenes or utilize imagery. What language do they choose? What descriptors, right? So really try to focus in as you're reading The Speckled Band on how Doyle writes, right, in that way. Okay, utilize phrases again or brief quotes to support your ideas. And then finally, of course, create 2 questions for your colleagues, okay, to consider about Doyle and his text. And I put here just a reminder, make sure that these require some thought, right? We're not looking for basic questions and responses. We want, you want your colleagues to really kind of think about the text in a new light, in a new way. What are things that you are so interested in? You want to hear what other people's opinions are, that kind of thing. I put here just a reminder, be sure that you reference page numbers when offering quotes, right? So follow MLA guidelines. Your initial response is due by Thursday, and then your response to 2 colleagues, your responses will be due by Sunday. And then Monday starts spring break, so yay. And just note that after spring break, the Sunday before, usually I post on Sundays, but at the very latest by the following Monday by noon, you'll have the next week's work. Okay, so we're just kind of missing a week here, and that's what spring break does, right? So take a look and note again that in the schedule you have reading that you need to prepare for the week following spring break, and that's actually, we're starting Robert Louis Stevenson's The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So that'll be fun, especially as we start to think about the connections between Arthur Conan Doyle and Robert Louis Stevenson. Those are always kind of fun authors to connect and fun texts to connect. As you're going through this week, if you see any sources of confusion on the schedule or in any of the documentation that I've posted, please let me know. I posted, I think, the wrong link, or the videos were too long last week, so I really appreciate y'all letting me know so I could get that taken care of as quickly as possible. So thanks for that. You can always post in the Q&A discussion area or shoot me an email, whatever your fancy is. All right, y'all, take care. Good luck this week. We're getting into some, we've had some interesting reading, but we're now getting into some interesting kind of fictional reading. So I'm looking forward to seeing your ideas and looking at your paper topic posts. All right, take care.